They say your first love is the one that stays with you forever, not because it survives, but because it becomes the measure by which every other love is judged. Long after the memories fade and faces blur, the feeling remains. The hope, the innocence, the belief that loving someone deeply is enough to overcome anything. This is not a story of cheating or betrayal. No one lied. No one walked away angrily. It's the story of two people who loved each other honestly, sincerely, but met each other at the wrong stage of life. I tell this story not because I'm still holding on, but because some lessons don't leave you, no matter how far you go. I met her at a time when life felt open, when tomorrow didn't feel heavy, when love didn't require explanations or plans. She was calm, gentle, and warm in a way that made you forget your worries. When she smiled, it didn't scream for attention, it whispered comfort. We spent hours talking about simple things, about our days, our fears, our dreams, and somehow those conversations made the world feel smaller and safer. I didn't have much then. No money, no clear direction, just ambition and hope. But she believed in me, not loudly, not blindly, but quietly and consistently. And that belief gave me strength I didn't even know I lacked. Back then, love felt easy. We didn't talk about responsibilities or timelines. We talked about laughter, peace, and growing together. We imagined a future that wasn't extravagant, just stable. A home where stress wouldn't follow us inside. A life built slowly, carefully, with patience. In those moments, I truly believed love could wait for anything. I believed that as long as we loved each other, time would be kind to us. I didn't know then that time doesn't wait for readiness. As months turned into years, life began to move differently for her. Opportunities came her way. She stepped into new environments, met new people, learned new things about herself and the world. Her confidence grew. Her responsibilities increased. Her dreams became clearer and closer. And while I was happy for her, I could feel the distance forming, not physically, but emotionally. My own life felt stuck in slow motion. I was trying, working, planning, failing, starting again, but progress came slowly. Every day, I woke up telling myself that things would change soon, that I just needed a little more time. And every day, time kept moving without me. She never complained, never pressured me, never compared me to anyone else. But silence can say what words cannot. Conversations became shorter. Not cold, just careful. She listened when I talked about my struggles, but I could feel that my problems were becoming familiar stories with no new endings. I started noticing that she was learning to handle things alone. Not because she didn't want me involved, but because she had grown used to not depending on me. And that realization hurt more than any argument would have. I began to put in more effort, or at least that's what it felt like to me. I called more often. I checked in constantly. I tried to reassure her with words, with promises, with plans that weren't yet solid. She appreciated the effort, but appreciation is not the same as security. Love started feeling uneven. I was holding on tighter while she was learning to stand on her own. It wasn't that she loved me less. It was that love alone was no longer enough to carry the weight of her reality. One day, she finally spoke. Not out of anger, not out of frustration, but out of honesty. She said she still loved me, and I believed her. But she said she couldn't see a future where she was always waiting. She said she was growing, changing, becoming someone new, and she needed stability, not just hope. Those words didn't sound cruel, but they shattered something inside me. I wanted to argue. I wanted to beg for time. I wanted to swear that everything would change immediately. But deep down, I knew she wasn't wrong. Still, I stayed. I tried. I fought quietly. I convinced myself that love meant endurance. That if I held on long enough, things would balance out. But love cannot survive when effort flows in only one direction. Slowly, the warmth between us faded. Calls became less frequent. Replies took longer. Not because she was ignoring me, but because life had filled the spaces where love used to sit. When we finally stopped talking, it didn't feel like a breakup. It felt like two people gently letting go of something they both knew had already slipped away. Time passed. Life didn't stop because my heart was heavy. I struggled. I failed. I doubted myself. But pain is a way of forcing growth. I learned discipline. I learned patience. I learned that love, without preparation, is fragile. I worked harder. I focused more. I stopped blaming circumstances and started building consistency. Slowly, things began to change. Stability came. Confidence followed. The version of myself I had always promised finally arrived, shaped by loss, not motivation. Years later, I thought of her again, not from loneliness, but from reflection. I reached out. When we met, she was different, stronger, settled, peaceful. She had built a life that didn't wait for anyone. We talked like old friends. We laughed about memories. We acknowledged what we once were. The love was still there, quiet and familiar, but it no longer asked for anything. When I told her I was ready now, she smiled softly. Not sadly, not bitterly, just gently. She said she was proud of me, truly proud, but she had already closed that chapter. She said reopening it would mean undoing the healing she had worked so hard for. In that moment, I understood something painful and permanent. Timing matters as much as love. Sometimes people don't fall out of love. They outgrow the version of you they met. And sometimes you become everything you promised to be, just too late for the person who needed you then. First love hurts the most, not because it fails, but because it teaches you that love without growth is incomplete, and growth delayed can cost you the very thing you were trying to protect.